Brian is the famous artist, and we always make fun of each other and portray each other in silly, satirical ways.
Leo's job on this set, for some reason, is to make fun of me.
I'll never get to really be young again.
Turned down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no.
Leonardo Dicaprio seems to have officially joined Katt Williams' side in exposing the dark underbelly of the industry and how it has affected his whole life. So, what exactly did he say? By the time Leonardo DiCaprio joined the cast of Growing Pains in 1991 at the age of 16, he was already a seasoned actor with over a decade of experience. Prior to landing the role alongside TV's biggest teen star, Kirk Cameron, DiCaprio had appeared in numerous commercials and on the children's show Romper Room. Known for his playful nature, he quickly became known as the prankster on set, bringing a lighthearted energy to the show.
I was sort of a class clown, and my publicist is looking at me.
Quit that. Sarcastic jerk.
However, the company he kept while on the set of these films was probably what changed his life forever.
You see him? We draw drawings of each other. Brian is the famous artist, and we always make fun of each other and portray each other in silly, satirical ways.
For context, Brian Peck was sentenced to 16 months in prison in 2004 after he pleaded no contest to 2 counts of SA against an unknown Nickelodeon child actor. Peck, then 43, was working as a dialect coach for the 15-year-old actor and was teaching him at his home when the offenses are said to have taken place. He was arrested after the boy's parents reported him to the police, and court documents reveal that Peck was originally charged with 11 counts of harmful acts on a young person. He ultimately pleaded no contest to just 2 counts. While the court found him guilty of both, the remaining counts were dismissed. Recently, Drake Bell came forward as the child actor who was involved in the case, and he will speak out about his allegations in Investigation Discovery's upcoming TV series, Quiet on Set: The Dark Side of Kids TV. Drake was just 5 years old when he first started acting, appearing in an episode of Home Improvement and in the movie Jerry Maguire before he got his breakthrough role on The Amanda Show when he was 12. Drake was a regular on the Nickelodeon series from 1999 until its cancellation in 2002, and in 2003 he was cast as one of the titular characters in the popular series Drake and Josh. And a new teaser trailer for Quiet on Set showed several talking heads questioning who Peck's victim could have been before Drake, now 37, was shown preparing to break his silence. An accompanying press release reads, "Former Nickelodeon star Drake Bell will be sharing publicly, for the first time, the story of the AB he suffered at the hands of Brian Peck, his former dialogue coach who was convicted in 2004 for his crimes against Drake and ordered to register as an S offender." The allegations surrounding Peck recently resurfaced after the cast of Boy Meets World discussed their relationship with him in an episode of their podcast, Pod Meets World, last month. In the episode, stars Ryder Strong and Will Friedle admitted to feeling shame and guilt for supporting Peck amid his court case as they recalled the friendship that Peck struck up with them when he started working on the ABC sitcom back in 1997. Ryder was just 16 years old when he first met Peck. Will was 19, and Peck was 37. Despite the large age gap, it was alleged that Peck would attend parties and social events with Ryder while simultaneously forging a close friendship with Will, and eventually became part of their most trusted inner circle. The two men and their co-host, Danielle Fishel, claimed that Peck would impress his young colleagues by name-dropping all of the famous people he knew and had worked with over the years, and said that he would be incredibly charming and funny as he repeatedly joined them for lunch on set. When Peck was arrested in 2003, 3 years after Boy Meets World had ended, both Will and Ryder alleged that they were misled by him and claimed that he insisted that he was the real victim in the case. The stars clarified that they had no idea about all of the counts that Peck was initially charged with and only knew about the 2 he pleaded no contest to. Ryder explained, "He only admitted to one thing, but he was charged originally with a bunch of things. I never heard about the other things because back then, you couldn't Google to find out what people were being charged with." Ryder then speculated that Peck had actually made a plea deal by admitting to some but not all of the charges, saying, "It looks like he was being charged with a series of crimes, which we did not know, and that's really disturbing." And reflecting on the moment that Peck allegedly called on him for support, Will claimed, "He called me to his house, which I'd been to maybe twice, so that alone was weird, and he sat me down. He said to me, 'Hey, this is what's happening, but this is what happened.' He was crying the whole time. We'd just done this film together and he'd got me this role." Will shared his regret as he alleged that Peck convinced him that while he had committed the act against the minor, he was the real victim because he had been pursued and worn down by his accuser. The story makes complete sense, the way that he was saying it, Will added, before poignantly adding, I look back on it now and it makes me want to cry that I was ever that naive. Ryder was apparently told a similar story, with the star alleging, he didn't say that nothing had happened. By the time we heard about the case and knew anything about it, it was always in the context of, I did this thing, I am guilty, I am going to take whatever punishment the government determines, but I'm the victim of jail bait. Peck allegedly then asked Will, Ryder, and several other actors that he knew to go and support him in court, which they did. Will recalled, we're then sitting in that courtroom on the wrong side of everything, of course having no idea. It was filled with child actors, to the point that the victim's mother turned around and said, look at all the famous people you brought with you, and it doesn't change what you did to my kid. I just sat there wanting to die, Will continued. I was like, what the hell am I doing here? It was horrifying all the way around. Now, there are speculations that Leonardo Dicaprio might have undergone the same trauma. In fact, one fan commented on the same, saying, Leonardo Dicaprio isn't dating younger girls. He's dating older girls. He was SA'd in Hollywood, probably by convicted PDF file Brian Peck, and this likely froze his brain in time age 13. So by banging 19-year-olds, Leo is technically in his cougar phase. A second fan added, Leonardo DiCaprio was SA'd by Hollywood weirdos. The fact he doesn't talk about it is what maintains his King of Hollywood status. It's also what prevents him from being able to have a long-term relationship and a family. For context, Leo has often found himself the of many dating jokes, as well as facing furious backlash over his apparent refusal to woo a woman who was over the age of 25. The furious speculation about his dating habits has been given much fuel over the past year. Leo split with Camila just weeks after she hit the 25 milestone and was then photographed with a bevy of young models, including 25-year-old Victoria Lamas and most recently 19-year-old Eden Polani. Leo faced bitter backlash over the alleged romance with Eden, who is 29 years his junior, prompting an insider to issue a vehement denial that there was anything romantic between them. They were seated next to each other at a music listening party, the insider revealed at the time. There were a number of people at that event. The intrigue around Leo's dating habits dates back decades after he was catapulted to stardom following a string of leading man roles in movies like 1996's Romeo plus Juliet and 1997's Titanic. 2 years after the release of Titanic, the actor, who was 24 at the time, began dating then 18-year-old supermodel Gisele Bündchen, future ex-wife of NFL legend Tom Brady. Being in the under-25 club himself at the time, it was not really an issue. DiCaprio flaunted his love for Bündchen on countless red carpets during their 5-year relationship, and they seemed like the perfect pairing. In 2004, when Bündchen was 23 years old, the two broke up. In 2005, DiCaprio jumped into another 5-year romance with supermodel Bar Raffaele, who was 20 when they started seeing each other. Every detail of their long relationship was extensively covered, and many believed at the time that DiCaprio had met his soulmate. However, when Raffaele turned 25 years old in 2010, the two broke up, thus beginning an apparent dating pattern that would follow Leo for the next 13 years. After spending a decade in 2 long-term romances, DiCaprio had a series of short flings with famous women who were all under 25. In 2011, DiCaprio infamously dated Gossip Girl beauty Blake Lively, who was 23 at the time. The following year, in 2012, DiCaprio got together with 22-year-old model Erin Heatherton, which only lasted a few months. DiCaprio then moved on with another 22-year-old German model Toni Goren, who he split with after she turned 24 in 2014. In 2015, he romanced Baywatch beauty Kelly Rohrbach, who was 25 at the time. That ended before she turned 26 years old. After his relationship with Rohrbach ended, DiCaprio jumped into another romance in 2016 with 24-year-old actress Nina Agdal. That ended 2 years later, in 2018, when Agdal was 25 years old. In 2018, DiCaprio fell hard for model Camila. At the start of their relationship, Leonardo was 43, while Camila was just 20. However, the age gap did not appear to be an issue, and for a while it seemed as though Leo had finally found the woman of his dreams. Then, just 1 month after Marone turned 25, the pair's fairy tale romance came to an end. After his 5-year relationship with Marone ended, DiCaprio finally broke his under-25 pattern when he started seeing supermodel Gigi Hadid, who is 27 years too old for the A-list actor. But their widely publicized fling ended a few months later, in December 2022. Although it did not work out, the source says that they are still friends. That same month, Dicaprio seemingly went back to his ways when he was linked to Lorenzo Lamas' daughter, Victoria, 25. The Falcon Crest actor put his daughter's romance on blast in an interview with New York Post. He told the outlet that Victoria was smitten with Dicaprio. "I know she likes him very much," Lorenzo said at the time. "I think they met last month. I'm not sure of the circumstances, but that's what she told me. I told her to treat the relationship like a holiday. Just enjoy it as much as you can for as long as it lasts." Their holiday came to an end following Lorenzo's embarrassing interview. Dicaprio stayed in the holiday spirit, however. On January 31st, he was photographed with 19-year-old French-Israeli model Eden at Ebony Riley's EP release party in LA. Backlash erupted on social media the following day, on February 1st, over the fact that Dicaprio is 30 years older than Polani. The source adamantly denies that anything happened between the two and tells DailyMail.com, "Leo was seated next to Eden at the party, and that is it. They were at a party at the same time with many others." Polani, however, attempted to cash in on her minute of fame. Adding fuel to the fire, she posted a photo on her Instagram, which she tagged from a hotel in NYC. It is no secret that Dicaprio currently resides in the Big Apple. Mysteriously, Polani took the photo down 1 hour after posting it. In any case, fans are convinced that Dicaprio's early years in the industry molded him into this allegedly traumatized man who prefers to date ladies half his age. At first, you might think that this theory is far-fetched, but a closer look shows just how many child celebrities have grown up to adults with similar issues, all because of their early exposure to the industry. In fact, one person happens to be singer Usher. Ahead of his highly anticipated Super Bowl halftime show performance, Usher paid a visit to Shannon Sharpe for a recent episode of Club Shay Shay, which premiered on January 31st. During the hour-long conversation, the Atlanta icon dived into his illustrious career, his personal history with others in the entertainment industry, and much more. At one point, Usher was asked about collaborations that he turned down in the past, to which he replied with a bombshell. "You're gonna hate me for this one. Jay-Z, Pharrell, Diddy, and me were supposed to be a group," he revealed, eliciting a shocked response from Sharpe. "That's crazy. Yeah, you're gonna hate me for that one, I know." When asked why he would decline such an opportunity, Usher explained, "I didn't say no. I didn't say yeah. I think that we just got caught up. I think we all got caught up in a moment. We're talking about and having secret meetings about it. We were talking about music and how we're gonna flip it and the business of it. Somehow, man, we just got distracted, you know what I'm saying? And it never happened." Now, fans were totally side-eyeing Usher's excuses for why this collab didn't go down. Seriously, how can he just brush off the chance to join a group that could have been a game changer? Unless, of course, there were some shady shenanigans going on in those hush-hush meetings that even Usher couldn't handle. Or maybe, just maybe, he remembered the drama-filled days of his past with Diddy and wanted no part of that mess again. For context, Usher was thrown into the entertainment industry at a young age. When he was just 10 years old, he became part of an R&B group and later caught the eye of Bobby Brown's former bodyguard, AJ Alexander. Alexander introduced Usher to a representative from LaFace Records, and the rest is history. But when Usher's voice started dropping due to puberty, LaFace Records wanted to drop him from their label. That's when they sent Usher to New York to live with none other than Diddy himself. At just 14 years old, Usher attended what was referred to as Puffy's Flavor Camp, and in a 2004 interview with Rolling Stone, Usher revealed that Diddy introduced him to the lifestyle, and he witnessed some wild things at Diddy's house. "Puff introduced me to a totally different set of ish." Specifically. "It is so hot in the industry, man. There was always girls around. You'd open a door and see somebody doing it, or several people in a room having an O. You never knew what was going to happen." Usher also spilled the tea on the Howard Stern show when he talked about his time at Diddy's place. In a 2016 interview, he told Howard Stern that he truly learned what it meant to be famous after living with Puff Daddy for a year at the age of 14. "I got a chance to see some things. I went there to see the lifestyle, and I saw it," Usher said during his first Stern show interview. In the same interview, Usher went on to reveal how Diddy would bring a bunch of women into a room with 14-year-old Usher to see if he would become nervous.
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but there, hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle,
right?
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know. Indulge and understand what I was even looking.
What's is that Puffy apparently rewarded Usher's cooperation by producing his first album. But after the debut didn't do as well commercially as expected, Puffy literally abandoned him. The rapper passed on being a part of Usher's second album called My Way, which went 6x platinum in the late 90s. However, when asked if there was any bad blood between them, Usher responded by saying, "He was always a family member from afar, so I never felt a disconnection. I will always look at him like a brother. Besides Besides that, in a recently resurfaced interview with Kevin Hart, Diddy let it slip that he and Usher used to sleep in the same bed when Diddy was 19, which means Usher was just 10 years old at the time.
That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little...
Anyway, another young celebrity who found himself in Diddy's shady mentorship is Justin Bieber. Back in the day, when Justin was just a fresh-faced 15-year-old with a budding music career, he spent a mysterious 48 hours with Diddy, and he documented it all in a bizarre YouTube video that's recently resurfaced. But what was the point of this 2-day stint? Some people are speculating that it wasn't just a harmless hangout sesh, and there might be something more sinister behind it. I mean, come on, what could they have been doing for 2 whole days? And the fact that Diddy can be seen making some shady promises to Justin in the video, like gifting him a fancy car on his 16th birthday, is seriously raising some eyebrows. That kind of behavior sounds like classic tactics if you ask me. To make matters, Diddy is 25 years older than Justin, which means he was 40 when this video was filmed. At the time, young Bieber probably didn't know what was happening. But as he got older, he started distancing himself from Diddy. Well, Diddy might have noticed this since in another video. He is seen questioning Justin about why he doesn't want to hang out anymore, and Justin looks visibly nervous in his presence. Seeing Justin getting so rattled over the encounter only gives us more reason to speculate that Diddy actually did something to the poor boy. In fact, Diddy might have scarred Justin for life. People around Justin have noticed that he always seems to be struggling with deep, unresolved trauma. What's more, a clip of him at last year's Coachella with his wife Hailey went viral, where she's seen comforting him. Fans were quick to comment on this, with one particular fan saying, "Keep talking about Chris and Rihanna. Yes, he was 1000% wrong, but do y'all know Usher was by Diddy, then turned around and gave Justin Bieber a way to be by Diddy?" Another user pointed out that it's crazy how common it is. Usher's parents let him move in with Diddy at 14, and there were so many rumors surrounding them. Then the same happened with Justin Bieber and Usher. It's a messed up cycle of people being into becoming an abuser themselves. Anyway, one person who has not been shy in exposing Diddy's shenanigans with other celebrities is comedian Katt Williams. Katt's MO has always been to keep it real and cut through the fluff that the entertainment world tries to hide. He's all about shining a light on what your favorite celebs are really up to behind closed doors. So Katt Williams just stirred up the entertainment industry with some eye-opening claims, hinting that Diddy and Kevin Hart might have been involved in some shady dealings, especially regarding the Usher saga. Despite the seemingly unbreakable bond between Diddy and Kevin Hart, Katt is dropping hints that there might be more to their friendship than meets the eye. Hold up though, we all know Diddy and Kevin have been tight for ages, but according to Katt, their bromance might have some murky depths. He's suggesting that they could have been tangled up in some seriously sketchy situations, potentially playing a role in the Usher saga. Brace yourselves because it's about to get even more intense. Rumor has it that this dynamic duo might have had a hand in Usher's alleged STD scandal. This shocking revelation has everyone questioning what else Diddy's been up to over the years. Seriously, the rumors surrounding him are reaching new levels of craziness. Let's be real, when Katt Williams spills the tea on celebs, he goes all out. When he announced he was making an appearance on the SA podcast for an interview, we knew it was going to be a wild ride. And trust me, he did not disappoint.
All of these deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is.
Katt just went off on Kevin Hart and Diddy, detonating the industry plant bomb. While he didn't explicitly accuse Kevin of shady dealings, he dropped significant hints, leaving no doubt that nothing in the industry is handed out without a catch.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show. He already had his deal here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No.
Initially, Kevin it off, claiming he was unfazed and wouldn't give it the time of day. However, it was evident that Kevin was irked, labeling Katt a clown who belonged in the circus. Everyone was half expecting Kevin to explode, especially after he took legal action against Tasha K for revealing details about his alleged cheating escapades. Talk about nerve, right? But ever since Katt dropped these bombshells, it's been radio silence from Kevin's camp. Katt has been pointing out Hollywood's strange vibes for a while now. When questioned about turning down roles, he revealed that he had rejected hefty $50 million offers 4 times because he wasn't willing to compromise. Katt also spilled the beans that he flat out turned down a hefty paycheck from none other than Diddy himself.
P. Diddy be wanting the body, and you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
Phil.
I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say I'm so free.
However, Katt Williams is not the only person who has revealed these shady elites who are taking advantage of up-and-coming actors and artists. Jaguar Wright, a prominent figure in the music industry. She has previously exposed a wealth of undisclosed truths about the marriage of Hollywood's influential couple, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. According to Real Life Production, Wright laid bare the hidden intricacies, revealing a shocking revelation. August Alsina wasn't the sole man mentored by the couple, accusing them of manipulating and traumatizing young men under the guise of mentorship. She stated, "Young men have left their house to get away from them in their mentorship." In case you had forgotten, Alsina revealed in a YouTube interview with Angela Lee in June 2020 that he and Pinkett Smith had been romantically involved. The pair met through her and Smith's son Jaden in 2015. At the time, Alsina said that before he embarked on a friendship with Pinkett Smith, he spoke with Smith saying, "He gave me his blessing." Alsina spoke about his relationship with Pinkett Smith fondly. "I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life, and I truly and really deeply love and have a ton of love for her," Alsina said. "I don't know about you, but a lot of fans back then felt that Alsina might have been exploited by the Smiths, who were supposed to be his mentors. They believed that Alsina's trauma was so deep that he mistakenly thought he had genuine feelings for Jada." This situation highlights a concerning pattern in Hollywood. It seems that there are powerful elites who prey on unsuspecting young talents, drawing them into their questionable activities. As a result, these young celebrities often end up deeply traumatized. While some of these young stars eventually receive the help they need and manage to recover, others are not as fortunate. Take Leonardo Dicaprio, for example. There are claims that his entire life was profoundly impacted by similar experiences. In essence, the glamorous world of Hollywood can be quite deceptive. Beneath the surface, it may be filled with individuals who take advantage of fresh talent, leading to long-term psychological scars. This creates an environment where young celebrities must navigate not only their budding careers, but also the potential for exploitation and emotional harm. The stories of Alsina and Dicaprio serve as stark reminders of the darker side of fame and the importance of having a strong support system to help navigate these challenges. The industry's allure can mask its predatory nature, making it crucial for rising stars to be aware and cautious of those who might not have their best interests at heart. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.